Hi, welcome and welcome back. This is Milan with Tuning Into the One and for Better Living Now. This is the video series on life hacks, bits, and bytes from the Signature Success Breakthrough Method. And these are quick little 5 to 10 minute videos. So if you're ready to feel more alive and fulfilled, to fix and filling the missing life pieces in your life, to shift and upgrade the quality of life, and to invite in more and more of your deepest dreams and desires, then you're in the right place. We want to be able to say yes to optimal quality of life outcomes, and in this video we're going to cover how we can use our imagination and focused visual energies to get there better, easier, and quicker, and sooner rather than later. So in order to get there and avoid wasting years and decades and get results in days, weeks, and months, this is what the method and these quick little hack bits and bytes are all about. To get there now, not someday. So if you want to find out more, go to forbetterlivingnow.com/yes. In the meantime, we're going to get right to it. Step 2 in the method is magnetizing and supercharging our attraction to accelerate inviting in our dreams. And we do that by upgrading certain tools and skills. And we're going to cover those right now. The tools and the skills that we're going to use are the imagination, the visualization, and the peak emotions that we can bring to the equation. This is the right magnet to be able to tap into the full potential of the law of attraction, to be able to use our imagination and the power of those visualizations using our imagination to attract in our dreams and our life successes as soon as possible. This happens because usually our energy is very dispersed and not focused. We don't understand how to use our energy, and we don't understand how to harness that energy into our lives to make things happen and materialize and manifest in our physical environments. We're 100% energy, but we don't know how to tap into that energy and use the law of attraction effectively. Our everyday conscious rational mind energy is dispersed in a bunch of different directions and divergent directions, and we focus on what's missing, anxieties, worries, stress, and what's wrong in our lives or what we have to get done in our busy lives, and we don't stop to think about how we can make this easier for ourselves. But when we do, we can find a way to energize our thoughts, and using our thoughts in imagined visualizations, we can then align that energy so that our energy is supercharged, magnetized, which makes our attraction power concentrated, focused, and accelerated, which is why aligned, focused energy is the second core key in the method. The first one was clarity. We covered those in the first 2 videos. In this video, we're going to focus on aligned, focused energy. So when we have that focused energy and we're able to focus our mind energy using specific visualizations, we're able to align our energy in such a way that we energize our desires, we magnetize our vision, and we supercharge our attraction towards what we say we want most. The visualization shortcodes decoded of what, how, and when can be broken down into 2 ways of thinking of this. One is how we use our imagination, and the other way is how we get materially manifested stuff into our physical lives quicker, better, and easier. Okay? So with imagination, it's believing is the visualizing process. You end up believing as if it was real. Usually in the so-called real world, our physical world, we say, hey, look, I'll believe it when I see it. Well, it's the exact opposite. Inverse complement opposite when it comes to using our imagination. We want to be able to imagine that perfect blend, fit, match in our hearts and our heart's desires, and let the emotions flow through that in the visualizations. What does it look like? What does he, she, they look like? The smells, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, the feelings. We want to use those and create visualized storylines, okay? So visualized storylines means we visualize what it would feel like when we meet somebody, when we finally get that thing. And this is something peak athletes do all the time, and visualizations can be very powerful, not only for peak athletes, but if you want to practice doing an interview, when you think about actors, what they're really doing is they're visualizing what it's going to look like on the final product before they even get in front of the camera. And then they take various takes and do it over and over again until they get it right. And then they put together a finished product. You're just doing that in your imagination. When it comes down to the material world, we want to kind of like, well, seeing is believing. If I don't see it, I don't believe it. Okay, fine. So we can take rational coaching kind of sequence and order, tools, steps, outcomes, what to use, how to get there, how to set ourselves up with a checklist, or what to do, how to do it, and when to do it. And we can do that in the dating game, for instance, or in relationships by looking at what our wants are and our don't wants. And then we can start there in all communications, but especially in dating. Be clear. Start with that clarity and then go towards being able to set down how you're going to communicate verbally and non-verbally your wants and your don't wants. When you're looking to receive the signals and send them back out, you want to let your eyes read the signals coming in and then interpret what those tells might mean, whether there's red flags or something else. And you can use 30 top questions that I can send you to explore how compatibility can be more easier and quicker in terms of getting it out there, so you explore it so you don't waste your time. And the same thing with visualizations. We're looking to focus and concentrate our thoughts, turn those thoughts into imagined little scenarios, moments, feelings, situations, and then we visualize that and turn it into a movie. Then we take that imagined perfect blend of ingredients and put it into an inner mind movie that we then visualize and play that movie over. When it comes down to dating, you want to be able to figure out in 3 to 5 dates if your vibe, core pieces, your values, your identities, your beliefs, and your expectations are being met for the right fit. Otherwise, after 3 or 5 dates, you either have core pieces and good compatibility or you don't. So either move forward or get out. And the one thing for dating and relationships is always to remember that sex is the dessert of the meal of relationships, not the appetizer, which is one of the number one mistakes most people can make out there when they're looking to get into a serious long-term relationship. So back to the right magnet, our imagination and action. Energizing our thoughts and then using our imagination is what it's all about. We take that imagination and we create specific signature visualizations for us and our desired dreams and outcomes of what it is we want. And then we play that movie and that creates the supercharged, magnetized, accelerated attraction we're looking for here. Imagination plus visualization plus peak emotional energy equals accelerated magnetic attraction. Plain and simple. Using thoughts, using our imagination, creating visualization, and then infusing them with peak emotional energy creates that accelerated magnetic action that allows us to be able to, energetically speaking, bring things into our physical world better, easier, and quicker in days, weeks, and months. Visualizing it as if it was real and as if it was here right now is the key. And we do the key and open the door with emotional intensity, okay? Emotional intensity is all about emotional resonance. We want to dial up what it feels like, what it sounds like, what it looks like, what it feels like, and what it smells like, and then make a mini movie with a fairy tale like moment qualities version where we script it out on paper first like a storyboard, scene by scene, piece by piece. And we close our eyes and we imagine it on the screen of our imagination, putting all the scenes together thought by thought, moment by moment, and creating that movie. When we imagine what it would be like if we were actually living that fairy tale for real right now in our imagination, we make it real through the visualization process and playing the movie over again in our imagination. We've done this as kids. We played all kinds of make-believe. Now we're using it as adults to harness the power of the law of attraction to bring it into our physical lives better, easier, and quicker. So energy. We're 100% energy. Thoughts are things. They contain energy and we send it out into the universe all the time. So we want to daydream like we did when we were kids, except now it has focused thinking in the daydreams, and now we're imagining ideal moments and we're putting all those ideal moments and making a movie, and then we're playing the movie. When we do that, we're able to have that clarity backed up by accelerated attraction, taking our dreams and desires, using our imagination to create visualizations, and then infusing those visualizations with peak positive emotions, which leads us to the emotions are what makes it real for us in our minds, and it's also what drives the bus when it comes down to those things we want to bring into our lives sooner rather than later. It's like rubbing Aladdin's magic lamp. It's like your magic carpet. The fuel that turns that magnetic attraction on is your emotional intensity. And then let the universe bake it up in the oven of material manifestation and bring it into your life. So rubbing the lamp, the fuel that flies the carpet, and the fire that bakes your recipes in the oven is your visualized daily practice and using this exercise over and over again and feeling it for real in your emotions on the inner landscape of your mind using these visualizations. And the amount of time you practice, coupled with the level of emotional intensity you bring to it, will bring that belief alive as if you're living it in your mind right now. That's the magic that makes this work. And you can go to Hollywood for this. I mean, peak athletes have been doing it for decades. But if you want to see a Hollywood example or two, take a look at The Secret Life of Walter Mitty with Danny Kaye and Virginia Mayo. It's a wonderful movie from the 1940s, and it's beautiful. It gives you a visual example of what somebody does to get from where they want to be in their mind to actually living it in their lives. I know it's Hollywood, but it's a good example. Also, The Matrix is all about the mind makes it real. One of the things Neo asks Morpheus is, Morpheus, what makes this real in my body? He says, your mind makes it real. So we're using our mind to get there now instead of someday. And if you don't want to go with Hollywood or peak athletes, look at one of the premier scientists and thinkers of the 20th century, Albert Einstein. He said imagination is more important than knowledge because knowledge is limited and imagination encircles the world. This stuff works if you work it. If you want to get a hold of me, you can reach me at hello@forbetterlivingnow.com. And in the meantime, thank you, and we'll see you next time on this video series of Life Hacks, Bits, and Bytes. This is Milan wishing you an amazing success in life and life mastery. And next time, we're going to cover yin-yang signals decoded, the what, how, and when of how yin and yang signature energy signals work. And this is one huge piece that is not covered very well at all today, and you could benefit tremendously from watching that little video coming up next soon. So this is Milan saying bye for now.